doing part 2. I know I'm in a different shirt, but I was getting so overheated. You can see the shirts right there. It's still part 2. I'm just being silly. The last one got a little heavy. Felt like I was gonna cry. But maybe that's okay. Crying is one of the fastest ways to regulate your nervous system, and it's gotten a bad name for long enough. Yeah, this is the rebirth of crying, and maybe you have been doing a lot of crying lately, but there is wisdom in it. There is a connection to yourself through crying that is being reestablished. And I feel like learning the joyful crying, right? Like when you get something that you really want or that you've been wanting for a long time and you just cry. Like, there's something so freeing about that. I feel like maybe maybe it's be a little too strong growing up, and possibly also adopting that into your adult life where it just didn't feel safe. Like whether it was grateful crying or it was frustrated crying or sad crying, it didn't really feel like there was a safe connection to it. I feel like you've gotten a lot more gentle, specifically with this version of yourself that does feel wild, that does feel unregulated or overwhelmed or crashes out because you felt like it wasn't safe to do that in the past. 222. Specifically your dynamics that made you feel like you always had to have it together. No matter what kind of chaos was going on around you, you were the one that was consoling people. You were comforting people, and it's not happening anymore. This has been a serious change for you to adopt this role in your own life where instead of being everybody else's unpaid therapist, you are only doing this for yourself now. 303. Yeah, I have the King of Wands in reverse. I feel like there's a masculine energy that you've taken over yourself that says, I protect me because I know how fiercely I do protect others, and I'm allowing it to be something that I use for myself now because I deserve that same safety. 333. I deserve the rewards of my own strength. Literally, I feel like it has been feeling like you were using the best parts of yourself for everybody else for so long. And now you're realizing what a blessing it is to be loved by you, what it is to be held gently, 404, what it is to have that kind of consistency and stability in somebody, especially when you're not feeling good, especially when you're having a really hard time, right? It's not to be underestimated and definitely not to be glossed over. So if you're kind of just retracting into yourself more so now, understanding that it's not a punishment to anybody else, but realistically it is the result of having not been reciprocated to the depth to which you required. That's just what it is. It's not mean, it's not bad. The reality is that 444, you needed you a long fucking time ago, and you're not waiting anymore. You're not waiting for somebody else to say, hey, I'm not having a crisis now. You can actually go take care of yourself. Because people rarely say that. People rarely think that. People rarely actually use that kind of emotional support and see it. I think acknowledging that is a really big deal. 515. Yeah, there's a change individually that you're seeing now that's being reflected in your environment because you're just simply not showing up the same way anymore. You're working on your money, and yeah, there was some fucking heartbreak behind this. Let's be so real. You wanted a different scenario. You wanted something else to work out. But now it is changing your perspective on this because the hard work goes into you, right? As opposed to feeling like the hard work continues to come out of you and then you're left empty to try and repair. 606. This one's heavy, I'm not gonna lie. I usually don't have readings like this too much, but I feel this energy and I feel that this collective needs this more than to just pretend like things aren't happening. You are putting in the work and it is being recognized, but I feel like these are both in the reverse. I have the 3 of Pentacles. I'm getting really, really hot. Sorry. Maybe that's something. I did say that in the last one. Overheating in general. I want to say kidneys and liver. But this is just internal heat in general. Maybe you've just been holding things in for a really long time. Trying to say, hey, if I don't start that fire, if I don't acknowledge that thing, then maybe it won't really build into something bigger. But the reality is that this accumulated over time in a way that neglected your feelings and it neglected your hard work, and there's just no letting that go, but not without repair, right? 2727. I feel like you have the ability to communicate whatever it is that you need, and knowing that you don't mean to hurt anybody is a big part of it. So understand that this heartbreak does lead to something better, and you're just the kind of person that does that. You're the kind of person that says, look, I don't need to learn this lesson again. I learned that if I keep my mouth shut, then I don't get what I want. And if I ask for what I want and that makes somebody upset, then at least I spoke up. 818. Yeah, King of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. I feel like you have been accumulating this kind of internal wealth in a way that has been finally acknowledged for your own sake, right? This isn't I worked really hard to get over that person and then they reappear. This isn't romantic. I feel like this is familial. This is your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousins, your grandparents. Like this is inner child healing, where it says, look, I have done enough to prove that I'm not supposed to be treated like that. And in fact, I was never supposed to have to do anything in order to prove it anyway. This is a big one. I think I might do a part 3.